it's a hell of a life, man.
And actually, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Because I know me.
You know, so that's our life mission. That's the McShinn's mission.
You don't have to understand my boundaries to respect them.
Well, no, I'm the president and co-founder of McShinn, a person in long-term recovery from substance use disorders.
How do you go about fixing the damage in the trust between the family after you get out?
Okay, I gotta work on that.
Celebrating my 6 months. Didn't have cake.
Yeah.
Gosh, you showed up.
I'm John Shenholz, the president and co-founder of the McShinn Foundation here in Richmond, Virginia. You know, we have a wonderful recovery center, many recovery residences. We carry the message of hope in many institutions. We just do a lot of wonderful things here. But one of the things I'm especially proud of is we created a memorial garden. And a memorial garden is a beautiful garden that has just a place where we can memorialize our loved ones lost to this illness. So I want to send the country a strong message and build out this memorial garden, but I need your help. So please go to our website, click on the link to Memorial Garden, and purchase a brick for your loved one, very inexpensive. And let's show the country that we matter, that we count, and that we're not going anywhere. All right, we live.
We live. Here we go. Again, man. Grateful to be. Hey, John, we got somebody on the camera.
Huh?
We got somebody on the camera.
Yeah, we do. I know your wife is watching.
Hey,
I guarantee you she's watching. She wants to make sure you're where you're supposed to be tonight. She's a watchful woman, too, man.
I just spoke about the love that I had. I love this guy. You know what I'm saying? Unconditional. I love him. It ain't because he got donuts. You know what I'm saying?
That helps.
It's because the goodwill that's in his heart. I have gotten that in my heart. That's why you got to be around people that's doing certain things. You know what I'm saying? And man, John called me and said, Marshall, we got a special project going on, and I'd like for you to come along and be my co-host. That's why I got the microphone.
Yeah. I got a clip on.
Yeah. and you know, again, I get a chance to introduce him. You know what I mean? I just told Sheriff Gregory, I got an article bring it in. It took in 1991.
He's proud of that article, man.
In 1991. That was 30-some years ago. That's career.
Yeah. That's collector's item, man. I mean, you can't find a part of that old.
White no more, it's brown. You know what I'm saying? But he introduced me to that. And I'm forever grateful. For that I give you, man, John Shenholz.
Thank you, Marshall.
Thank you, John.
Don't go far. Most of y'all know me, but I see some new faces. I'm John Shenholz, the president and co-founder of the McShinn Foundation. I'm also a person in long-term recovery from substance use disorder. For me, that means I've been clean and sober over 40 years, and I've been able to live a blessed life. And all the things that drugs and alcohol do to us, I've been able to eliminate those from my life for over 40 years. And as a result, I'm blessed to be able to come back up in here at the invitation of the sheriff, which you'll hear from in a minute because she always likes to welcome everybody. But we're just grateful to be able to be coming up in here, maybe bring a snack, maybe not, just depends on how the bank's looking that day. But most important, we bring guest speakers in the peanut gallery, and we bring you a message of hope from the disease of addiction that you can stop using drugs, lose that desire to use drugs, and find a new way to live. And it's that new way to live is what we encourage people to do, because think about it. How hard is it to be in active addiction? It's a full-time job. And not only that, it has a ripple effect that destroys everything that means something to us and some. And once you get addicted, it's very hard to get your life back. So by chasing your recovery, because we're going to bring you a message of recovery, if you chase that message like you chase your drugs, not only will you lose that obsession to use drugs, but you'll have this wonderful way of living. And, this is what we do. We go from destructive way of living. We found a way out. We're living the dream. And now we want to make sure you guys get the message. We go to Jail East every other week. We come to Jail West every other week. But before I introduce the speaker, I can't believe we have a chef that is so gracious, not only to let us in her facilities and let us bring it to you the way we want to bring it to you. This chef shows up every week. I've never seen anything like it. Not only does she show up, she stays, she listens, she can really feel what's going on here. We have a true champion with what we're doing here. And when you get a true champion, you can't do nothing but respect it, praise it, and welcome it. But Chef, you got any words for us tonight? Facebook people need to hear you.
Facebook people need to hear you. Saying thank you. So glad that we have our females in the program joining us. We are working very hard to be able to get our MAT program up and running. And just like the message that y'all bring, the hope. I come and I stay here because it does something for me. Mm. So I find it hard to believe that somebody can sit in a room and listen to somebody tell their genuine story. Life is hard, okay? Even sober, life is hard. But I dare say a sober day, a hard sober day, is still better than an active addiction day. Any way you put it.
You learn it. You picked that up in here. Yeah, that's a good hit right there.
And I think about it like a sober day, a sober bad day, right? Things ain't going like I thought they should go, right? Money not adding up, money. I work every day. My money get funny. Right. But guess what? I'm going up. Things are going to look up. Things are going. I'm. If I stay faithful, and I know that with God on my side, I don't care who's against me. Things are going to get better. And hopefully, in my right sound mind, I won't do something stupid to make it worse. You can't make that guarantee when you're in your active addiction because you're going to prove positive. You're going to do something stupid that makes things worse, right? So, I'm grateful. And I'm grateful to be able to look out at you because I saw all of y'all when y'all came in. Much better, And I get to see who y'all truly are, who you desire to be. I feel like I get a blessing that some of your families may not get or may not have had in a long time to see the true person, the good person, the person with a heart that has desires, wants to be something, wants to contribute. And you're the most giving, caring people I ever seen. Now, I don't know about you in your active addiction, but here with a sober mind and clean and thinking about your family and what it is you need to do, y'all are a positive bunch of people. And I just want the world to see that. So thank you.
Thank you for letting us in here, Sheriff. We'll give that back to Marshall. The way our format for the new people, we bring up a guest speaker, the guest speaker speaks, and then if any of y'all have any questions, thoughts, or comments related to recovery, you have that opportunity. And then our peanut gallery, I call them the peanut gallery, but we get some outsiders coming in here in recovery. A lot of times they like to step up and say a few words of wisdom. So this is our meeting. It's a we thing, and this is how we recover together. But before I bring my speaker up, I want you to pay close attention to what I'm getting ready to say, and same with our peanut gallery. But in my recovery journey, I've run across a lot of people, okay? And when you find people in recovery, you bond, you run together, you recover together, you get married together, you have children together, you have careers, you buy houses together, you play golf together, you go to convention together, you get decades clean, and every now and then, one of us falls off. Life shows up for one reason or another. They chip, they relapse, and it's hard to lose a lot of clean time and get back in recovery. But many people do, and when I see a good friend of mine relapse, it breaks my heart. I don't know how else to put it. But when I see that same person in a meeting, it cheers me up. Because I know when we find a meeting, and I know many of you people listening right now had some clean time. Okay? And you find yourself back in this situation again. All I know is each day I have an opportunity, and this is my little hit before I turn it over. See, I've had a spiritual awakening as a result of the lifestyle I live. And the way I don't use drugs, somewhere in the mix, I found the God of my understanding. Okay, now I'm not a religious person. Anybody knows me knows that, oh my God, John going to talk about God. I like to hear what he's got to say about God. Because, you know, I took my preacher, we went fishing one time, and we had the best time of our lives fishing. I mean, we fished all day. We talked about the Bible, Jesus, and all that good stuff, right? But when I got home, his wife called me and said, John, you can't go fishing with my husband no more. I said, why not, man? We had a great time. We talked about Jesus and the Bible. He said, fuck 3 times since he's been home, man. So I clean my language up when I come in here, but I have a word with the English language, a way with it that's unique and special to a Marine, a paint contractor, a survivor, a recovery guy. Some of you know me closely, know who I am and how I say that. But the point I'm trying to make, when I get up every morning, I typically think of money I'll never make, women I'll never have. But when my feet hit the floor, I always say, God, your will, not mine. And that keeps me out of trouble. And I spend my days, this is how I think today. I actually think, how can I reach one more person that needs to hear that message of hope? What can I do to get one more person to listen to the message? Whether or not they launch in their recovery is up to them. I typically stay clean that day and have a great day. So instead of thinking how I can get one more hit or get one more drink, I think, how can I help one more person that has the same illness I got? And I want Kyle, I'm asking Kyle and everybody out here, when Kyle shares his message of hope, you know, my hope is that y'all hear it. You know, and I want to dedicate tonight's talk to my friend who's in the audience tonight that had many years in recovery clean, and then now he's struggling to get his life back. And he knows who I'm talking about. I ain't got to shout him out. I wouldn't do that anyways, but this one's for you, buddy. I love you. I hope you get through the day okay with a new shot of hope. Warm welcome for Kyle, newcomer Kyle.
What's up, guys? My name's Kyle Goddard. I'm a person in recovery. My clean date is 11/27/21. That date's really important to me. Because the 2 days prior to that was nightmares. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit of like what life was before. Because why I'm here is to relate. Like, I've literally been in your chair multiple times. I am a graduate of the Orbit program many years ago. What life looked like before I got in recovery, I was homeless in Mosby Court for about 14 months straight. When I say homeless, like, I wasn't even allowed to sleep on couches. Like, I'd be lucky if the drug dealer was like, okay, you got enough money to hang out in the house for the night. Sleeping on roofs. I was doing anything to get the next one. When I say anything, there was nothing on the list that I would not do. And like, all bets are off at that point. And I was on the run from a probation violation. I got about 15 months clean before I went on that run. And I thought, since I had some recovery, that the justice system owed me a due, even though I was wrong. Like, they owed me. Like, I got clean. Come on, guys. We're like, what else you want from me? And then they still wanted to give me 17 months on a violation. So I was like, nah, y'all gonna have to catch me on this one. And it was a bad mistake, right? But I'm grateful for every ounce of pain I went through, because I wouldn't be standing here without it. So yeah, I got caught on Thanksgiving of last year, and was arrested, brought here, and then I was taken to Hanover County Jail for a little while. So then when I was in Hanover County Jail, I got into a recovery program, a McShin program. They're lucky enough to let them in that jail, just like this one. And Then I went to a little work program that they had there, and then came out, went into McShin's housing. It's not my first time in McShin. I've been going to McShin since 2014. And so let's rewind a little bit. I was arrested here in 2014 for the first time in Henrico. I have 21 felony convictions as well. So like, just to let you know, like, again, I'm just trying to relate so y'all understand that I am one of y'all. I'm just in a better place nowadays. So yeah, I found the RISE program. That's the first place I ever got introduced to recovery. Like I had no clue what was recovery. And even then I didn't know. I just knew that was better than sitting in 225 fighting for my food, right? Like that was way better than shooting dice and then dude not paying me and I have to fight, right? So when I got out to Henrico East and I got a little, they gave a little space, a little freedom. And then some dudes were talking good out there. Like, I didn't know what they were really talking about, but like, it was better than what I was talking about. And so that was my first shot. And I got out from that bid and I ended up in a recovery housing, and that was McShin Foundation. And I quickly messed it up though, like quickly, about 2 weeks in, because I got with the bad herd. Like I hung out with some guys that didn't want better. Like I hung out with knuckleheads. And John will always say, get with the good herd, get with the good herd. And I was quickly incarcerated again, less than 4 months out, back here for 20 months. And then I got out again, did the same thing, recovery house for a little while, then was locked up about 60 days later again. And then got out, bonded out. I actually got a bond that time, bonded out, went to a recovery house, and this time I stayed, and I got with a good herd, worked hard, got some clean time, and then that's when that probation violation hit. Like, because I did plead guilty to a possession charge, so they did violate me. But so, but now I stand here again with, I have a 1 year and 14 days today. I'm blessed with the opportunity to not only live at McShin, but I work for McShin. I was given that opportunity through like just sticking and staying with a good herd. My average day looks like I get up in the morning. I have a daily ritual where I go outside, man, and I thank the universe for whether it's raining, whether it's sun shining, whatever it is, because like my recovery's got to be gratitude, man. Like I got to be grateful. It's like I remember those nights being cold in Mosby, being literally fighting for my life at some points. It was not beautiful. It was not beautiful at all. But the stuff I have from that pain is beautiful. And like, I'm only here, like I said, just to help. If I just help one person in this crowd, and some of y'all know me, like I said, that's my purpose, man. My greater purpose is to help the next suffering person, man. And I'm truly, truly blessed with that. I work a 12-step program. I don't know, like, I don't know if anybody's kind of gone over the pathways of recovery with y'all, but like I'm in 12-step fellowship. And what that means, like I have a sponsor, I work steps, I go to meetings, and I help my fellowship out when it's needed. And I'm happy to be here, man. It's hard. It was hard for me to want to come here. I don't share a lot. I don't talk a lot because I used to do a lot of talking. I used to do a lot of good sounding sharing, like out of books, and sit in meetings and say what people wanted to hear. But like this time around, I've just sat down, listened, and took suggestions. Not only do I take them, I ask for them. Like I have no problem saying like I don't know how to do this these days, and it's been a really hard experience for me to be humble and ask for the help to receive, like, and then receive it, not just ask for it, but receive it and take heed to it. So I'm still in a huge learning process, because I'm still stubborn. I still have a lot of self-will. I still get in my way a lot, man. Like I do, like, and it's not, but I'm grateful for it, right? Like I'm super grateful for it because it's without, like I said, without, and there's no, no gratitude in it. So I've been blessed with the opportunity to come and speak because of the work I've put in. Like I can remember sitting there and be like, damn, I want to get up there and talk and tell them right? Like I could tell you all about all the glorifying of drugs, right? But like we're here for recovery, right? So in like my recovery journey has been 10 times more full than any ounce of that street life I was living, right? Like I'm a kid from the country that adapted and blended well and anywhere I went. But it wasn't me. Today I get to be me. Like I get to be Kyle Goddard. Like I get to be me, right? Like when they ask me my pronoun, I always say me. I don't say him, her, she, any of that, because I'm me today. And that's like a beautiful thing. Like I don't have to have any mask on, right? Like I had no clue what I was going to share when I got up here. I honestly didn't have the best of day today, right? Like it was just hectic, a lot of work. I was all over the place. And then, right before I was walking out of work, it was like I had to reset myself because like I was like, man, I can't bring no bad energy into this place. There's already enough bad energy in this place, man. Like it's hard being in here. It's hard. Like this is one of the toughest jails I've ever been in. I've been in quite a few. And but like yeah, so like life's not perfect, but it's great. Like it is super beautiful. But I know what it's like waiting on an update sheet. Like I do. And I don't ever want to go back to that. When I think about using drugs, like, and we have a little joke in my inside circle, like I tell them like, man, I want to go beat this guy up or something like that. And I go, stand for count. And that's what we say to each other. Like, do you remember that? Like, do you remember that? Like make your bed before you can, like I make my bed every day though, but like make your bed before you can come out. Like I my own meals today, like, being able to do what I want to do when I want to do it, which isn't always the best choices. Like I said, I don't always make the best choice, but like through recovery, I've learned I don't have to come back to this place. Right. Like I'm super grateful for every incarceration I ever had. And that was hard for me to say. Like I could have never said that when I was sitting in the chair. Right. Like, it wasn't until the last incarceration that I was like, thank God I was locked up. Thank God, because life was miserable. But let's see, man. Right. Oh yeah. I mean, well, so before this, I pulled up all my mugshots here. I've been locked up at this, like I said, 6 times, and 6 times in this jail. I've spent over 5 years of my life in Henrico jails. I'm only 30. Yeah, I'm only 30. So, incarceration, like I said, was a big part of my story, dude. Like, and it is, and like, you can succeed, you can do it, and they say it's simple, and it is simple, but it's not easy. Like, it's not easy at all. Like I said, life shows up, and like I got 2 kids with 2 different women, so like I got to manage that, and I don't do well at that, but I'm working on it, right? Like I take suggestions and I call people like, how do you do it? How do you like, and then I try to listen and apply it the best way I can. But like the biggest thing I can stress is like, ask for help, man. Like ask for help. Like, I know when I was in the courtroom, I'm like, look, man, give me a program, right? It was easy for me to ask for that because I thought it was the easy way out. But then I get out and it wasn't easy for me to ask for the real life help, like the help that matters, like, but it's a process, like a learning process. To apply it, to ask for it and then apply it, like I said before. I have a lot of pain and a lot of trauma as well from childhood. Like I have a dad he's part of an MC club. He's real hard knock from Vietnam. Wasn't a real big part of my life. My mom was a single mom that would work multiple jobs to take care of me. And I was not an easy kid to take care of too. So like, I have that trauma from my past that I'm healing from daily. And it took me a long time to admit that I had trauma. It took me a long time to like, get the facade of being a man off of me. Like I'm a man. I don't want to share nothing about my feelings, how I feel. Nobody matters but myself. And yeah, it's like not being a selfish human being these days, right? Like I did a lot of selfish things and I got a lot of ugly results. So I mean, if you're anything like me, but yeah, I'm good, man. I appreciate you.
What we got, boss? You got any questions? Kyle? Anybody? Anybody hear anything? I mean, this is like reunion night. Seeing Matthew walk through the lobby down there, and my other buddy here, my long lost 13th cousin. What do you think, man? It's the holiday time of year here.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, God is good.
So, anybody, what did you get out of Kyle's sharing?
Work in progress. I got that. I picked up on that, and the struggle's real.
Yeah.
The struggle, even in recovery, the struggle's real.
Yeah.
No, he don't. You can't give up.
Yeah. It ain't easy.
Yeah.
You know? It ain't easy.
You know where you've been.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Think about it. Where you been? Jails, institutions. You hear the man talk 5 years. He's only 30, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's the recovery future? You may not know exactly, but I promise you it's going to be better than where you were. I mean, I know me and Marshall ain't much to look at. We old and crusted, but we between us, we got 75 years of recovery time. Something must have happened out there, didn't it?
I heard Denzel Washington say, easy is more of a disruption to progress than hardship. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we know us. We know how we take advantage of things that are easy. You know? I mean, your family members, your neighbor, whoever it is. If it's easy, watch out. You know? You're going to take advantage of it. You know? Yeah.
Let's check on our peanut gal. You guys want to say anything?
Yeah. Come on,
we
John.
got plenty. Come on, John. I know Johnny always likes to say.
Yeah.
Sean wants to say a couple words. I know Robert likes to talk too. So we got multiple recovery speakers tonight. Just speak loud. That's for Facebook people.
That's for Facebook.
No, that's for the live.
Okay.
That's for the audience.
Hold it. All right, we got it.
Okay. Take it be mine. Speak loud, hold it. I don't know what you're talking about. My name is John. I'm an addict.
Hey, John.
My story is, I'm in recovery. My story is very similar to everybody's. I started drinking when I was 15. I waited 45 years to figure out that I needed to get some help. And I ended up at McShin. I have a different pathway. I have never been incarcerated. Somehow I drove 45 years, probably drunk a lot of the time, and never got arrested, never been incarcerated, and I have to get that out front. But I know about recovery, and I know what recovery is, and I'm beginning to see the light with recovery. And I heard Marshall say something about not telling lies and stuff like that. That is stuff that I did so naturally. I mean, I stood outside Highway 301 in North Carolina, 6 o'clock in the morning at a payphone, calling my boss. My boss was a principal, telling him that I'm sick. The trucks are rolling by. They're blowing the horns. That was a lie. He knew I was lying, right?
Well, you were sick. You were alcoholic, you know.
Yeah, I set the record for the most stomach flu days in the state of North Carolina. I missed every Monday for about 10 years. But my point is, I heard something the other night at a meeting. John may have been there, and I heard this guy say, I cannot forget the process. And it's a process. It sounds so complicated to be in recovery. But for me, it's becoming simpler and simpler and simpler. I get up in the morning. I read something. I eat. I go to work. All day long, I simply say to myself, is this good for my recovery? Am I doing something for my recovery? I help other people. I talk to other people. And I listen to other people. One of the best things I've heard in the last 2 months came from Pamunkey when somebody looked at me and said, when did you know your recovery is working? I still haven't answered the question, but I know I'm calm. I know I'm at peace. I know all those thoughts and all that lying is beginning to disappear. So if you never forget the process. And it is a process. Get a sponsor, get a herd, read, just do everything that's involved. And you'll feel that I began to feel that calm come over me. And I hope that y'all will have that same feeling, because it does make you sleep better at night.
Yeah.
Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you, John.
Sean, here comes the slickest car salesman in Virginia.
Give that up. Well, my name's Sean. I'm an addict.
Speak loud.
I was just sitting here thinking, I don't think anybody else is better at whipping at my own ass except me. You know, I've done whoop my ass more times than I can count, and there's nothing more than I've ever wanted except to be clean. You know, it's one thing that I've tried to obtain my entire life, and I've had the rewards of recovery, but I wanted all the rewards of recovery without doing recovery work. You know what I mean? It's like, it's all up to me. I'll sit there, be fooling myself, thinking I'm fooling everybody else, you know, and it's just been a repeat. My life has just been a repeat of starting over. I walked into McShin homeless. That was a not yet for me, you know, perfectly capable of making money. But there were other things that I just didn't think I was good enough. You know what I mean? I convinced myself that I didn't deserve anything better, you know, which is not the truth. There's this inner dialogue that I have within me that is just not the truth. And I need people in recovery to check me. I'm, you know, grateful to be in here with you guys today. You know, I see a lot of people I hope to see in meetings. I like seeing us in meetings rather than going to visit my friends in jail.
You've been locked up before?
I have. Not for a long period of time, but I was locked up in Richmond and for a day when I was in college, and I got a DUI.
Just some hard time,
some
man.
real hard time. I guarantee you one thing, though, I would have kept going. I would have gotten locked up. You know, they probably just felt so sorry for me. They were just like, don't lock this dude up. He ain't even got no clothes. You know what I mean? Like, he's whipping his own ass better than he. Nah, but
you're a newcomer.
It's another night yet, so I'm gonna shut up now.
There you go. Give him a hand. Now, it's good that these guys come in to see this. Robert, you sure? All right. You know, I got to thinking, though. Some of y'all got some clean time, right? Who's the old timer out here? Some of y'all must have a year or two, right? 11 months. How long you got? That's good. 13 months. 18. 3 years? 3 years.
3 years.
You know, I had a brainstorm, all right, but I don't know. I think we can do this, but I was thinking maybe when we come back in 2 weeks, hear from some of y'all. Let y'all come up and share for like 5-10 minutes your recovery journey. Would y'all like to do that? Well, let that be your meeting in 2 weeks from now. I don't want to plan it if you're not going to do it. You're up for it? I want to get the old timers. Give them you're up for it, all right? Huh? Well, what?
Sometimes.
Oh, the new timer. I'm hard of hearing. I'm well known for my deafness. Is that good? Oh, in 2 weeks when we come back, we want to hear from them people. They can be the speakers.
For 5 minutes.
Like 5-10 minutes. Like yeah. Keep it like a funeral. Hey, and we're gonna bring our peanut gallery in too to help subsidize. But I love if y'all want to come hungry, I can provide some like sub sandwiches or something, pizza. Go ahead.
She's doing healthy. She healthy. Yeah.
I mean, I don't have to.
Yeah.
Oh, salad. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have a killer salad. I should be eating salad too.
Yeah.
All right, well, y'all eat pizza, subs. All right. What we'll do, keeping with tradition of the holiday spirit. We'll have a little something for y'all. All right.
Yeah.
That way y'all be motivated and excited. We can do that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we can do
Absolutely.
it. But Marshall's on the
Instead
board
of-
of
instead of
directors of
donuts-
McShin. He can make these
Yeah, I'm
decisions.
on the board. I'm
Yeah.
on the board. Instead of donuts, I'll buy a sub or two,
All
or
right.
a salad or two.
Salad, healthy salad.
Yeah.
Healthy salad.
I told my daughter the other day, you know, I'm in the spirit, man. What I did today, my day today was, I was hanging lights, putting Christmas lights up. The grandkids are coming for Christmas, so my wife wanted the house lit up. You know, I was hanging lights and at the same time watching my watch because I had a funeral to go to at 3:30. My best friend, you know, somebody in his family died at 3:30, and I did that. And I know this right here. I called John in the process at lunchtime and said, you know, he told me Kyle was going to speak, and I told him I was going to be here, you know. And for me, that was a great day. Going back to what John mentioned earlier, man, the best reward that you could ever get or ever have is learning to do something for somebody, learning to help somebody with no motives behind it. The other day, a person in recovery called me. They were a veteran. They wanted to go to the VA hospital to do some paperwork. When I hear this, I immediately thinking, man, you go to the VA hospital, you're going to be over there all day. You know what I mean? And that's mean I'm going to be over there all day. You know? So anyway, when I do, man, I pick him up 9 o'clock that morning, take him to the VA hospital. I had no idea what was going to take place. I drop him off, I park, I go in the VA hospital to get me something to eat, and I got so much gratitude that I almost fell out my chair. Immediately when I walk in there, I see all of these veterans. I see all these people, man, in wheelchairs. I see all these people with prosthetics, one leg, one arm. And I mean, for a minute, for me, man, don't you complain about nothing. My knee hurt, but I can get up and I can walk. I can do things. These people in the wheelchair, if they want to get up, they can't get up. You know? And I'm thinking, man, look at their struggle compared to my struggle. You know? And in the process of this, I just take it for granted that something like that ain't gonna happen to me. I don't know how they got like they got, whether it was in an accident, DUI, or whatever it was. I don't know. I just see the end result of it, you know? And I just know, man, how sometimes, man, we take this thing called life, we just take it for granted. I'm gonna always be all right. Ain't nothing bad gonna happen to me, you know? And I mean, for a minute, you know, when I was at the VA, I said, thank you, Lord. Thank you for the message. And I heard Sheriff Gregory say it the other day. And that's me. I wake up on a daily basis, man, and to ask for an open mind because there's messages all over the place, you know? I just got to be there to receive it, you know? But I got a message of gratitude for doing something that I really didn't have my heart in. I got a message of gratitude for doing something that I really didn't want to do. And you know what? That happens a whole lot. You know, it just tells me how much I don't know. You know, man, my wife used to have to beg me to go to church. Come on, Marshall, let's get Sunday morning to go to church. Man, I don't feel like it, man. You know, and I realized that's what this program does for me. Sidebar. Duke, Harvard University said the best way to recover is through a 12-step program. Why? Because a 12-step program got follow-up. Got follow-up. You get a chance to look back at yourself. You know, I look back at myself and I was like, man, I don't want to go, but every time I go to church, I hear a message. I hear a message of recovery. I hear a message about life. And there it is. Man, things will switch. I got to get her up. Hey, Brenda, come on, get up now. We're going to church.
Hurry up, baby, get up.
She done got complacent. You know what I'm saying? Get up, look, we're going to church. Because I know it's going to be a message in there. You know what I mean? And I mean, that's just how things go. I don't always know. I can't forecast the future. I can't predict what's going to happen in the future. You know, somebody call you and say, let's go to a meeting. Man, I don't feel like going to a meeting. You make all kinds of excuses. Then when you go, you get there and you hear John speak and you're like, man, you know what? I'm glad I went to that meeting. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and that's what John was talking about. You got to replace some of this stuff, man. Some of this old way of thinking. You got to replace some of this, you know? And man, I mean, life changes. Can't keep that old stuff up there.
You know what you're doing. You're witnessing an attitude of gratitude.
Thank you,
right
John.
there. Marshall is like one of the best lighthouses I've ever seen on that gratitude hit. And you can have 100 gallons of paint, but if you don't have a paintbrush, them 100 gallons of paint is worthless.
Yeah.
You know, 90% of our life is going to be your attitude. That's the paintbrush of life, is your attitude. You know, Marshall, he must have spent quite a few Christmases in jail.
Absolutely.
But I know he got to spend the last 34 Christmases with his children and now his grandchildren. You know, some of y'all, you're expecting mothers. I can clearly see that, a couple of you. You know, I don't know what your charge is. Well, I'm psychic. Somebody else has got it too. But y'all got kids. You know, hey, listen up. Pay attention. Stay focused. You still at the movies. I'm talking to you. Good Lord, you bad, man. It may not work for you. Oh, you got how many children you got? 3. That's plenty of children. My point is this. You don't want to be spending the holidays in here. This is the last time you got to do this unless you got some serious charges and you're going to have to do a long time. But why some of y'all keep coming in and out doing life on installment, I'll never know. I mean, y'all might want to give that way of life up. You know, this ain't that. I mean, I don't think it's that difficult. Once you get going, you know, it's the first few years the hardest. Y'all, you got your hardest years out of the way right now. The 4-year guy. I mean, they ain't gonna be this hard again. You know, don't cheat yourself out of the good stuff, the simple stuff. It's worth it. Y'all got anything to say before we wrap this meeting up? Anybody want to say anything? Come on up. Come on up, man. Come on, get off death row, man. That's relapse row back there anyway. You got to work for it. Make them work for it. Come on. You got to speak up. Look at you.
He good.
No, when you were saying, you know, you don't know why we keep making life installments during time. I think because people just don't know about it. Be a lack of resources, a lack of understanding, a lack of self-esteem, lack of support. You know what I mean? So when you've been doing something so long, if you don't have an opportunity, you never get an opportunity. You never know no different. So now that people got different opportunities, I think they'll make different choices.
Do you feel like you got a good shot this time?
I know I got a good shot. I ain't tripping. I got my license, I got a job, I got my head on right, so I ain't tripping.
All right, good for you, man.
Watch out for me.
You know, we don't talk enough about the 12 steps, though, you know.
I know.
We're going to bring some step workers up in here, man.
Hey.
Because those steps, see, that gives us connection, too. That fellowship, the steps give you the curriculum, but the fellowship gives you the connection. And those two together, man, that's a powerful tool, man. It's hard for addiction to win when you work the program.
It was told to me, one of the best things a parent can do for a child is give him or her some confidence and some self-esteem. You know, some confidence. You know what I mean? I was talking to a guy on the phone today, and I told him, man, I know things are rough, man, because we in that microwave society. We want 10 seconds. We want a year clean. John talk about this all the time, right? How somebody come in, got 60 days, and they want to act like they got 10 years. That's her. You know what I'm saying?
Takes 10 years to get 10 years. You know?
But the confidence and the self-esteem, man, the low self-worth and all of that drives a whole lot of decisions for people that are using. You know, we got this effort attitude, you know. It ain't going like I think it should be going. It ain't going like I wanted to go. I might as well go ahead and use. And I like what Kyle said.
Well, come on up, John.
I like what Kyle
Did we
said.
stay here long enough? John
Stand
wants
up
to talk
and-
more, man.
Yeah. Come on, John. Piggyback that, John.
I just want to, I mentioned that I've never been incarcerated. So I came in McShin and I started doing little odd jobs and stuff. And I had a pretty comfortable way of doing stuff my whole life. And somebody kept saying, you need to do things that you're not comfortable with. And so someone and our friend Karen, they convinced me to go to Pamunkey. Now I was scared. I'm sorry.
Pamunkey Jail, he's talking about.
I was scared, and I didn't really know. I was a school teacher. First of all, I'm a school teacher who doesn't like to talk in front of crowds, but which is wrong. But I honestly, I was nervous. But he took me in and got me started. And what I found was I love it, because when I go into the jail, I walk out better. And my point is, I'm doing things that I would not have been comfortable with 10 years ago, because I was using, I was drinking, and I was hiding from everything. Now I'm willing to do things that I wasn't willing to do. And that to me is the greatest hope you got, is you get to change everything. You get to come out and change everything you've been doing. I moved 150 miles. I have one person I talked to in North Carolina, two, my mother and one other person. Other than that, my life is here. That's what it took. But it is I don't know how to explain it without getting emotional, but this is the best my life's ever been.
Marshall,
John, that's it.
Yeah, Marshall talked about, what he was talking about was service work earlier. Me and Marshall, we come here on Tuesdays. We're committed 52 weeks out the year. This is a 3-hour hit for us. The hour before the meeting, then the time to get home. It's an extra hour to go to East. That's over 330 hours of volunteerism we do. The sheriff, I know she's salary, but I'm sure she doesn't have to be here on Tuesday nights. And Art don't make much money. He hardly gets paid minimum wage. But service work, I remember as a new person, I was very selfish. I didn't want to do anything if I wasn't getting something for it. And I was like 60 days cleaning my first sponsor. I was in the Marine Corps. I'm in the barracks. I'm in the infantry. I'm in between deployments. And Sunday's the only day we get to sleep in, if we get to do it at all. And he wanted me to come help some old lady in AA move her apartment on a Sunday morning. And I said, well, you got to be kidding me, man. I'm not going to get up on it. And I said, why would I do that? He said, because I'm your sponsor, and I told you what to do, and you're going to do it. And you're going to bring somebody with you to help, because she's got a lot of stuff to move. So I just did it because I wanted to do what my sponsor suggested. So I go there. This is my introduction to service. I go there 8 o'clock Sunday morning, me and another Marine. And the old lady, nicest old lady you ever meet in your life, she had biscuits, and like sausage biscuits, for better than, Hardee's, man. She was sweet as can be. It only took like 4 hours, and she gave us $20 each. And $20 in 1982 was a lot of money for a grunt, in the Marine Corps. But here's the hit. This old lady sponsored young ladies. And I met a girl moving that day. Yeah. I mean, I got a little extra bonus out of that one. So service work. I perk up when I get an opportunity to do service work. There's nothing but. It's always worked out good for me. And if you're doing that kind of stuff, it's hard to go back and do that other stuff. Once you get that gratitude in your heart, it's like the best drug get high. Do this over and over and over. You ain't gonna get but so high. But the recovery high on a daily basis, and that's progressive. The recovery high is progressive, but you got to protect it. Can't lay down on you rest on your laurels. You got to, once you're on the journey, it's a journey. It's forward momentum.
Yeah.
We good?
Yeah.
What do you think?
We good, Art? Yeah.
We're going to be back here in 2 weeks. Y'all get your best speaker story together. Try to frame it in 5-10 minutes. We'll bring 5 minutes. We'll bring some backup. And I don't want to hear no court case stuff or the bad lawyer stuff. I don't want to hear that. We were talking recovery talk. And I'm excited, man. And Marshall's going to bring in great food to eat. He's going to have the healthiest salad you ever seen.
Yeah.
For the salad eaters, for the rabbits. Sheriff, you want to say anything before we go?
We get salad of choice.
Give it a bite. Yeah.
Like I said, I learned something every week, right? First of all, it's no lie. When you do for others and when you have a giving heart, you receive so much more than you give. I have found that the more I think about others and do for others, the more God covers and protects me. Think about that. You know, I could have, and really, like, I'm trying to lose a little weight. So when John brought the donuts and one of my favorite donut places,
I apologize.
it was
for them donuts,
hard.
man.
But you know what? I said, this how I'm gonna give. These folks don't have an opportunity to get donuts. Let them eat. I'm not eating these donuts. First of all, I don't need them. Then you allow others to enjoy it. And so it was so gratifying watching you all enjoy those donuts. Something so small, right? But that's somebody pouring into you and watching you and your joy was enough for me, you know. So think about that. You know, stop getting in your own way. I think that's how we trip ourselves up. We stay focused, we have a plan, and then all of a sudden we go back to that selfish thinking, that me, what's in it for me, ain't nothing in it for me, and we get in our way. So just remember that, all right?
Yeah, I forgot. I got Walt lined up next time we're coming here. Okay. So it'll be 4 weeks from now. You know, when we come back, that'll be our meeting. I forgot I already had a speaker in 2 weeks. He's a y'all know Walt? Oh my God, he's 25.
Y'all probably
years.
seen him. Yeah, Walt got like 25 years.
He's
something like that.
He's a preacher, a good NA boy. You're gonna like Walt, man. He'll light you up. Y'all better get ready for the Spirit in 2 weeks, because Spirit's coming. They're coming alive too.
Yeah.
Folks, we'll see you. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Y'all have a great holiday. Do the best you can.
Thank y'all.
Yeah.